Yo, what's up? Let's do this. This is episode 5 of the Daniel G Show. I am Daniel. We're going to talk about some stuff today. As always, politics, sports, We had some stuff, some good stuff today, honestly. Some things happening. So, yeah, um, just as an overview, let's see what we have in store. It's pretty interesting today, so stick around. Please stick around. So, in politics, we got some more developments from the Elon saga on Twitter. We also got Roe v. Wade. You probably heard about this a lot these past days. In sports, we got some speculations or updates regarding college football and NIL. I like to, be updated about that. I like college football. And we have the NBA playoffs, the second round. I'll tell you what's going on there. I'll also tell you some things about the MLB baseball and yeah, some hockey. Well, not really gonna I'm not really gonna get into it, but I'll mention it a little bit. But yeah, let's start with politics. I usually start with sports because there's more interesting stuff happening in the sports world than in politics these past like weeks and months, but we have some very pretty good developments recently in the politics world. Okay, um, as I said, the Elon Musk thing on Twitter, that is a pretty good one. As we know, Elon's buying Twitter. I mean, the deal is already done, but it doesn't go through until like in a few months, But the deal's already done. But yeah, Elon is like causing some havoc already. Like every time he tweets, a lot of people see it, a lot of people like it, retweet it. And I think that he's a neutral voice because he's never been like really political at all. And he's a voice that people from both sides can listen to, and especially people from the left, they can listen to it and maybe learn something, without having the thought beforehand of like this person is biased, this person is right wing, because Elon really isn't, So like, I mean, maybe some people don't care about it in the left. They still are not going to listen to it, but maybe some people will. The important development here is that Elon has probably one of the biggest voices in the world right now on the internet, which is, the world right now. Everything is communicated in the internet, and he's saying some things that align with the right and hit on the left. Maybe this enlightens some people. You know, um, something pretty big that I saw the other day was that Elon was calling out the New York Post covering up of the Hunter Biden laptop story before the election, which happened on Twitter and in some other platforms too, about how they silenced and they labeled the Hunter Biden laptop story as misinformation or whatever, or false or whatever. It wasn't, but they just did it, and it happened to be before the election. It just happened to be. They just censored it, and many people didn't know about it because of this censoring of this story. Now we know it's true, and maybe that is one of the things that could have swayed things to one side or the other a little more. So it was something relevant. But anyway, you know about this already. So yeah, Elon Musk is calling that out, and I think it's important. I mean, everyone has been calling that out, like we know that, right? But people on the left see people on the right calling things like that out, and they think that they are like like conspiracy theorists and stuff like that. People from Fox News, people from like the right on the internet, they don't trust that maybe because of their biases or whatever. But if Elon says it, maybe some more people will listen to that. So like, I think that is important in the sense that maybe Elon can enlighten some people about things like that. Not just that, but things like that too, which is pretty important. It's yeah. He also posted this meme. You've probably seen it about how some years ago he was like on the left, center left, and then the um, the spectrum on the left kept expanding towards more towards the left. So now the message was that they are more radical, more extremist ideologically, regarding their policies, politics, ideology, and now people like him that were on the center left, moderate people, libertarian people, um, now they see themselves being attacked by the current left as if they are right wing. But that's the point that he was trying to make. He was there, according to him. I agree. I happen to agree with that. A lot of people will agree with that. It's not breaking. This is nothing new to us. To us, to our niche, to our you know um, our spheres. That is nothing new. That is like the most normie take you can have. But if Elon Musk says it, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, maybe that has some more impact than uh, other people saying it. So I just wanted to touch on that. The other really big thing that happened in the politics world, this is really big actually. This also the Elon Musk thing is really big too. Um, Roe v. Wade being overturned, looks like. Right now, to be cautious, we're going to say potentially being overturned, but it's probably certainly going to happen unless something crazy happens, in the coming months or whatever. But a draft of the Supreme Court was leaked. It's suspected to be leaked by a clerk, by an intern, you could call it, on the Supreme Court. That is like something or someone fresh out of college, or some low level, so to speak, employee, or um, how you call it? Like they're just helping out. They're not doing a lot. They're helping out. Some they call it clerks, as I've heard, of the Supreme Court, and someone apparently leaked a draft that had to do with Roe v. Wade, and it looked like it was a 5-3 decision as it stood at that moment, that Roe v. Wade was going to be overturned. Five justices were in favor of overturning it. 3 were not. One undecided. Um, Maybe it was bigger. The story, maybe the story that it was leaked, maybe it was even bigger than the decision itself, because it is unprecedented. It's the first time that has happened, that someone has leaked a draft, a future decision from the Supreme Court. That is, as I've heard and we have heard these past days, that is a huge breach of rules, decorum, tradition, and that is a total disrespect. And not just disrespect, but there's like how can, I'm not gonna say treason, but it's a very, very bad thing to okay. Um, but yeah, that happened. That happened, and people are going crazy. I just see their reactions. I'm not an expert on that, but you've seen it too. People are going crazy. Like, how could someone leak a draft from Supreme Court? That is just crazy. And I agree. Apparently it is from what I've heard. And the last institution that was moderately trusted by the general public, which was the Supreme Court, now it's not being trusted too much, and not just now, but in the past, in the recent past, people think that it has been really politicized. You know, um, so yeah, I mean, everything else fell. All the other institutions just fell with unprecedented in recent history right now, like in recent years. All the other institutions just like went to shit by unprecedented things happening that shouldn't happen, like this one. And this happens to be like the last one that was stained, by someone. So like, not like a huge surprise in the big picture, because it's been happening in a lot of other institutions. But yeah, now it has happened in the Supreme Court. Um, yeah, if this goes through as the draft leaked, Roe v. Wade will be overturned after I think it was 49 years, something like that, 50 years almost. Um, and it will give the power to each individual state to have a policy about abortion that they decide in a state by state basis. So some states can decide to put restrictions towards abortion, ban abortion, uh, to ban abortion up to certain point, up to certain weeks, like 16 weeks or whatever the threshold might be. Um, and some other states will decide to not make any changes and to allow abortion, stuff like that. So that would be, if that goes through, that would be a decision. So yeah, some pretty big things, two things that have a lot of relevance in the politics realm. Now in sports, I'm just going to go through sports pretty quick because we have some general things happening, but not a lot of specific, really big events right now happening. We know that the draft happened. I talked about it in the previous video. Um, Not super in depth, but yeah, if I were to talk about it in depth, it would be pretty boring. But yeah, I just gave you an overview in the previous video. Free agency right now in the NFL is pretty stalled, so like not a lot of things happening in free agency. I'll update you as things keep happening in the near future. In college football, NIL, name, image, and likeness. Apparently, there's a big push right now to regulate more this uh, NIL stuff, because it's out of hand. People literally buying players to come to your school. That is not college football. That is not how it has been throughout all the history of college football, and that is not how many people, many fans, many coaches, many players also want things to be. That is not how some people want things to be. Um, I happen to be in that camp too. I don't like NIL. I don't like the transfer portal and college football. I think those two things have been absolutely horrendous, detrimental, to college football. And we have probably lived the worst year in college football, the most chaotic year this past year, 2021. 2021 is probably being the most chaotic college football season, and we'll see what 2022 has for us in store. it's going to get better. It's going to get progressively better, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see where it goes. Next, we got the NBA playoffs happening. That's pretty something. It's pretty interesting. That's pretty important. Um, Second round, round one, first round is over. Now it's only 8 teams left, and so not that many teams right now as it was in the first round. It was a bit too much sometimes. A lot of teams playing a lot of games, but now we're down to on the Eastern Conference. We got Milwaukee and the Celtics. Right now it stands at 1-1. One for Milwaukee, one for the Celtics. Um, they had one good game, one team, and then the other team had one good game. So we'll see how it goes. Um, Miami and the 76ers, 2-0 for Miami. This series is looking pretty bad for Philadelphia. In the Western Conference, we got Golden State against Memphis. Great battle between the Splash Brothers and Ja Morant. 1-1 right now. It's really interesting. You should keep an eye on it. uh, it's pretty good. I haven't watched any of those games, but I've seen what went down. Okay, I'm not a huge basketball fan. I'm watching games and stuff. I just haven't happened to watch those ones in particular, but I'm definitely going to watch the next ones coming on in this series. Golden State Memphis. That's a big one. Steph and Clay against Ja Morant. Keep an eye on that one. And then Suns and Mavericks. We got CP3, the point guard, and Devin Booker. He played this past game. 2-0. 2-0 for the Suns against the Dallas Mavericks. Luka has been playing great, but hasn't been enough as of right now. So yeah, 2-0 for the Suns. Another real interesting series. All of these series are real interesting, except for in Miami, Philadelphia. Okay, but so yeah, it's playoff, NBA playoff. It's big. Okay, if you didn't know, even I know I don't love the NBA, but even I acknowledge that it's. I want to watch them. It's important. It's interesting. Big deal, bro. Big deal. MLB is going on, man. I just wanted to touch a little bit. It's been, I think it's been a month right now, maybe 3 and some weeks, probably a month since the MLB started, since opening day. And I just wanted to tell you real quick, there's 6 divisions, okay, in the MLB. 4 of those divisions, the first position in 4th out of those 6 is a team from New York or from LA. So we got the Mets, we got the Yankees, we got the Dodgers and the Angels. All those 4 teams as number 1 seed. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a good trivia. Good trivia knowledge. Good trivia knowledge. And then I think it was the Twins, and also the Brewers. That's to complete the 6 divisions. That's the number 1 seeds. And I saw the Reds. Cincinnati Reds are doing really bad. I think the record was like 3-3, and I don't think it was 12, maybe even more. I think it was like 3-15, 16, something like that. Really bad Reds. That's the worst record I saw. But yeah, we'll see how it develops. Like I like baseball actually. There's things happening in baseball. Sticky, man. So yeah, we got some interesting stuff happening around baseball. We got sticky stuff in pitchers' hands. We got some brawls. We got just interesting stuff happening around baseball from time to time. I'll bring it to you um, as it happens. But as of right now, not a lot. Not a lot. Okay, just some sticky stuff. Just some players being hit by pitches. Nothing new. And also hockey. We end with this hockey. Hockey playoffs started 2 days ago. Oh, by the way, just for the record, today is 5th, May 5th. Just for the record, for the video, okay? May 5th, um, Thursday. So yeah, hockey playoffs going on. First round. Not much to talk about that as of now. Not much to tell you as of now about that. I'll update you with what happens there. If interesting things happen, I'll tell you who wins, who loses. But just going through it, like just an overview of it. Um, Hockey, and that's about it. That's the episode. That's the episode. We talked about politics, big things happening. We talked about sports, playoffs happening, football. We're always going to talk about football because that's what I like personally. Okay. Um, but yeah, thanks a lot for watching. This has been episode 5, and um, honestly, thank you for watching. If you made it here, I I'll see you on episode 6. I'll see, I'll see you on episode 6. And yeah, so take care. Have a good one. Bye.